They give out sentences like that as like getting a 5 or an 8 year sentence. Is that kind of thing of the past with the bank robberies these days?
I mean, I don't know if it's I don't even know what they're giving for bank robbery right now these days. But back then, bro, if you got caught red-handed coming out of a bank, bro, you was finna get you had some time to do. Our situation was different. Like I say, we was just a conspiracy in a attempt.
Yeah, they caught y'all on a freeway somewhere.
Yeah, these niggas got caught bank robbery. He got a real bank robbery caught right after. You feel me? So it was a different thing. Then what's more, our crew fell like dominoes. Our whole crew went down.
Oh, really? You think it was that same
down.
rat, or you think it was just
it was just the fact that they was on to us.
Okay.
And niggas was hard headed, wasn't stopping. It was still doing shit.
What happened to this dude who ratted on y'all? Was he like allowed to come back around after that with anyone, or was he blacklisted?
Me and him. When I first came home from jail, it's crazy because when I first got out of prison, this nigga had a house probably like 3, 4 miles in the cuts from my neighborhood. Yeah, the informant. This nigga had cars in front of the house, everything. Me and him went to war when I first. I talk about this in my book. I really got a book.
Wait a minute. How do you go to war with him?
Oh, we had literally had a shootout in Vallejo in the streets.
Like, right after you got out?
After I got out of prison. Hell yeah.
Damn.
Hell yeah, we had a shootout right in the middle of the streets. I was on his head. Like, I was tripping. I came home ready.
So I was crashing out.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I first came home from prison, bro, I had a whole different mentality, bro, because first of all, my thing with informants and snitching is
zero policy.
Because I just did 10 years behind dude. So I had so much anger built up towards him while I was doing my time. That's all I was thinking about. I was like, man, I'm on this nigga as soon as I see him, as soon as I get home. Like, ain't no way we could be in the same city. So, when I first came home, it was all out war. You know what I mean? We seen each other 2 times, and both times I tried to get on him. And then I ended up moving to Vegas, and while I was living in Vegas, he ended up getting killed in 2010 on some other shit. You feel me? But he had so many people on his head for different shit that he was doing, you feel me, that it was just inevitable.
Damn.
So yeah, he dead. He's a dead nigga.
I guess you don't feel too bad about it?
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I was dead for 10 years,
bro.
man.
Yeah, he said I was dead for 10 years, bro.
He took me away from my family. That happens. Shit happens.
Wow. So you were just getting into too much crazy shit up there that you decided to move to Vegas?
No, I can't. Yeah, Vegas was a whole nother story. When I came home to Vegas, so after we got incarcerated, the next movement from our neighborhood was Mac Mall. So Mac Dre got on the phone and he tapped in with our people's Kyrie and them, and he told them, put Mac Mall on. You know what Mac Mall is.
I know Mac Mall.
So Mac Mall became the next movement out of the crest while we was in jail. He had and Tupac actually produced his first video. Young Players Got to Get It Together. So Mall was our next movement. So Mall was hot. Mall was cracking. He had songs, Guapale. He had Keisha Cole, all the shit. So he was on BET. He was doing his thing while we was doing our thing, while we was doing our time in prison. Yeah. So when I came home, I tapped in with Maul too. Maul, Dre, both of them is my niggas. So I tapped in with Maul. Maul was living in Vegas at the time. Maul was a P in Vegas. He was doing his thing back at the time.
I remember Maul.
Yeah, we wouldn't know anything about that. Peas in Vegas? No.
Yeah.
Not our style.
We know who it is.
Wait a minute.
Real recognize real me.
I said it's not our style. Why y'all touching hands?
One thing about it, man. Me and this man, they walked on some of the same carpet in Las Vegas for sure.
You've misled me.
Yeah.
I misled you.
I had no idea.
Ain't that about a bitch?
Okay. But
so yeah, Maul was in Vegas at the time, and he was living his life in Vegas, and I went out there. And he wasn't getting up till midnight. Yeah. And I got out, like, mind you, I went to
Sounds about right. That's the morning time.
Mind you, I went to prison. I went to prison at 19 and got out 30. So this was wild to me, like, whoa. I get to Vegas, I'm coming out in the middle of the night, and I'm just limelighting. So
fast life.
Yeah, I got turned out on Vegas early. So then I got in the game.
And then when you turned out, and it was when it was the truth.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
And I was still late, though. I was still late.
But it was still somewhat real. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
What year you moved to Vegas?
I moved to Vegas in 08. I was moving in and out of Vegas in 07, but in 08 I made it my home. And that's when I dropped Vegas Nights.
It was going
I had
then.
a popular song called Vegas Nights.
It was going then, though.
that
It was shaking up around that bitch.
At one time, I was living with 10 bitches in Las Vegas, bro. I was different. But that's before that shit was human trafficking. That's why I retired.
Yeah.
That's why I retired from
Changed
from
when the laws
game.
changed.
It was just human. It was pimping and pandering. And P's was cool, and it was cool to be a P, and it was you could walk around with 6 bitches, and everything was fine. And now you do that shit, you going to jail. So you know, I got out of that shit. You know, that was in my early stages when I came home. You know, I was cross country.
What was your method of doing business? Were you like having the crib where people could maybe come to the crib, or you at the truck stops? Like, there's a lot of ways to do this, right?
No. My bitches moved all around the country. I was nowhere around, man. I lived in a big house in Vegas, and my bitches used to travel to the country and sometime out of the country, and they just come back with it. It just that's just what it was.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
that.
it shocks some people because they think that you're keeping your foot on her neck 24/7, following behind the bitch.
And I didn't come from. I you know, this was when I came home. The internet was very, very popular. Was not popular at all. Everybody was still outside.
But when you was fucking with it, but if you knew about it and you knew how to play it, it really did cut out a lot of the bullshit.
It was brand new.
Yeah.
So when I came home and I got a hold to the internet and I seen what was going on the internet, I said, wow, let me try this for a minute. And it was good. It was good times. We rocked out. I had porn stars and I had all type of shit. I used to be in LA dropping girls off to porn houses and all type of shit. I used to do all that shit.
The internet's been popping. You see this talking about a digital pivot, but nigga, we was playing with the internet back in 07, 08 on Backpage. Nigga,
I was playing with the internet back in 04.
Yeah, I was playing with that shit. I started playing with it 06, 07, man.
Right.
I mean, that digital pivot we've been doing, man. Backpage, fucking Craigslist. Craigslist used to have its own fucking ad for it, just for it.
Before Backpage, Redbook.
Redbook was moving.
Redbook before Craigslist and all that shit. I watched
that Vibes
shit.
or some
the
shit like that. All that
shit is the one still going. Arrows been around over 20 years.
Yeah.
Really?
Arrows been around over 20 years. That's the longest one. That was the first one where you had to pay money. You still got to pay.
It's like $250, $300 to sign up.
Yeah. Yeah, Arrows.
You got to pay that shit.
Arrows been around for years. I don't know what they doing now. I don't know what sites they own now. Like I said,
I don't know shit.
Yeah. That was what
You're not even a customer anymore?
I never was a customer.
Oh, okay.
I had never.
You
got to dabble, right? You got to dabble.
I'm like, I get paid for this wood, Adam. I get paid for this wood. I ain't never.
Shit, I might buy some pussy one day.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I respect the game now. I might have to dip and dabble.
Yeah. You can charge for that thing, man. You don't have to free.
He pretty
That's
much
a good
does.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, you a porn star.
He kind of does. Yeah, he does kind of charge for it.
Yeah, that's charging.
Signing girls to OnlyFans deals.
Same. Oh yeah, that's.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's charging.
Hit some good licks on that.
I've been watching that. You know how many girls ask me to come do content with them?
And shit walking through.
Ooh, yeah.
You be feeling
I'm with
good.
that.
I
Yeah.
got my bitches matching. They all got the brand on, man.
Oh, yeah, you going crazy.
In that moment, walking through Vegas, walking through the porn convention with 3-4 girls, we all matching, wearing the same outfit. I feel like I know the game a little bit right then and there. You know, I know that feeling that y'all are chasing.
See.
Yeah,
you know that feeling they chasing?
I brought that up.
A little bit.
Like, how do you feel at that moment?
You know that feeling they chasing, Adam? I'm gonna show you something real quick, Adam.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I've been doing this, Adam. See here, I'll go to a matching. Since you said matching.
Oh shit! Look at his little squad. Everybody in Adidas tracksuits. Wow, that's a nice little squadron right there.
That was years ago, bro. That's how we used to ride.
Yeah, because you look young as hell.
Yeah, you can slide through. You slide through.
Look at my dude.
Slide through.
Damn. Oh, we gotta definitely
That's what you call your baby pictures. These are my baby pictures right here, man.
What the fuck? He's in Honolulu, 2012, with a ukulele in the ocean.
All matching.
Now that's fly. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Damn.
Ideas, bro.
Look, you got white bitches?
All white. You gotta move.
All white.
Back then, it was, that was a movement.
All white. You can't never say you never been really around it. You never been blessed for game, man. You can't never say it.
I'm trying to get in that game.
So them was my early. No. You don't want to do that now. That shit over with.
Fuck it.
No, don't do it.
I could do my time.
He said I could do my time.
I'll be swallowing balloons full of weed in there.
They throwing the keys away on niggas now, man. You don't want that.
Man, let's talk about your music career, though, man. Like, how'd you really, like, because you say you wasn't really fucking with it. Like, y'all looked at Dre as, oh, you know, we rap, but that's really his thing on the professional side of things. When did you say, fuck it, I'm about to get professional, too?
So, you know, as far as professional, I just had the avenue. So when I was in jail, you know, I was rapping through the times I was in jail. And then when I would do shit, you know, we had shows and everything in jail.
Right,
so
of course.
I would come out to the pound and I would do shit on the pound and everybody would come out. All the real niggas, they wouldn't even come out they cell to go to chow sometime. Used to come out and listen to me, you know, do my shit because I used to talk about real shit. Anybody know my music? I used to roast snitches. I used to go to the hole after shows because I'd be talking about snitches on the compound. They'd have been and warned me, like, bro, we told you can't say that. You know what I mean? But I used to go hard, bro. I just kept it 1,000. That's one thing about me and my music. I always kept it 1,000. I always told stories, real life stories. So being in prison and getting the support from them and real niggas saying, bro, you the truth. Yeah. Go ahead and fuck with it. And then being able to come home and having Mac Drake came home 5 years before me. So that got him a chance to get back on his shit. You see me? So by him being able to having an avenue for me, it made it easy for me. So I came home and I just followed suit. When I first came home, Drake pulled up on me at the halfway house. He said, look, Cuddy, bro, I'm glad you home. He said, bro, we on this rap shit now. He said, bro, we not robbing. We not doing none of that shit. I need you to stay focused and fuck with me on this shit. And that's what I did. You feel me? At first.
But what was it like seeing him go from just like a dude that you were growing up around to seeing him become like a fucking huge movement where all of a sudden you got like countless people copying him, want to be just like him and influencing music so much? Like, what was that transition like?
It was super dope. It was crazy to see because, you know, like I say, when I came home, I was 5 years later. Yeah. He was home already. So one of the first things we did, we
had a good ass head start on you.
Yeah, we went to a show. We all jumped in the car. We drove down to I think it was Olympia, Washington, and he had a show with Dre Dog there. And I never forget this. We was in the back. We pulled in the back and we came out. And when we came out of the show, and we came out to Too Hard for the fucking Radio, one of his classics. And I'm looking, and it's 2,000 white kids singing every word. Now, I'm fresh out of prison. Before I left, you know, we did our first big show, and that shit was Fresno, and it was different.
Right.
And I seen this shit, and I'm like, wow, we way in Washington, and this was, I'm like, this is crazy. Like, Cuddy really got something going on right here. So I seen the movement as it was going. Like, we went to, he picked me up. When I got out the halfway house, he picked me up, and we went to Hot August Nights in Reno. And,
y'all know about it.
And literally, bro, we pull up in that city.
Car joint, right?
Yeah, that's where all the classic cars at and all the shit. Yeah. And we pulled up into the city, bro. And when we pulled up and got out, we got out the car, bro. They like swarmed him like he was Elvis or something, bro, in the streets. And it was like, I'm like, you know, like I say, I'm fresh home and I'm seeing this. And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. He really got him. He really had a movement.
Because I didn't even go to like NorCal until like 2008 because I'm from the East Coast. But that's my memory is like going to San Francisco for the first time and realizing like, oh, everybody here is massively influenced by Mac Dre. He's been dead for a few years, but they still listen to him like he just came out.
And that brings me to a big point, right? I'm glad you said that. Because, so here you had JT the Bigga Figga.
Who I had on recently.
Yeah, I had it recently.
I'm sure you had a good time watching that.
Yeah, I loved it. Actually, I'm glad you did the interview because he took back a lot of the lies he said before, which was big. That I'm still gonna clear up over here. But one of the things that was said that he had said was that after Dre passed away, that I made all this money and I did all this extra shit with his movement, right? And that's not what happened. Let me explain something to you. When Dre passed away, right, we had a movement started. It was called Figga's Nation. So, and we had a plan. The plan wasn't even all the way into effect. The plan was to reach out and grab motherfuckers out the Bay Area and bring them into what was called the Nation, okay? Right as we were starting to calculate that, Dre passed away, okay? Dre's business partner at the time was my little cousin. When Kilo came home, Kilo and Dre started Figga's Nation together, Figga's Entertainment together. They was partners. It was Romp at first. All right, they started that together. So, naturally, his job as a CEO of the company is to keep this little movement alive. My job as his homeboy is to keep the movement alive. And that's what the fuck we did. We reached out. We kept reaching out to everybody in the Bay Area. That's where you got the Mr. Fabs and shit like that. Yeah. All them came into the Nation. You feel me? And we pushed a movement. We made Dre face. That's the stamp. That's the record label. You feel me? Everything we pushed, we kept pushing. We made sure we not gonna let Dre name fade away. You feel me what I'm saying? That's something we always did. So we put out projects, the nation did, with all these different artists for years, pushing this movement. Not Dre music. These were new artists, this me and all these different artists. That was all up under that movement. Now me, I am the honorary, let me say this, I'm the honorary president of Thiz Nation. Thiz Entertainment is ran by Dre's mom. She's the sole owner of that. She owns everything over there. Anything with Dre, if I want to use his face or something, I have to call her, okay? So he put out these rumors that I've been putting out all this music and I left Dre daughter broke and I took 12 million. First he said his mama too. He said all this stuff. He said his mama, his daughter, all this shit at first in his first interviews. He said we was pimping his daughter. He said all kind of foul shit. And that's where Wack came with all that. That's why Wack got to saying all that extra shit. He said he said we had Dre killed and then we turned around and then killed the niggas that killed Dre. This nigga was just said all kind of shit on the internet. But he was doing it for likes and views because he was getting all the likes and views. He's a good storyteller. He has a lot of stories he tell and it be truth and then he put his spin on all the shit. He was here, he did this, he did that. He tells all these stories and that shit be full of shit. But me, myself, personally, let me say this, and I'm saying it on camera, and like I said, that is the CEO of Thiz Nation. Me, myself, personally, I have never, ever got a check, a quarter, for anything with Mac Dre name on it from Thiz Nation, from any production company, from an Empire, from a Rap Bay, from none of his music put out, none of that shit. I do everything I do for this company on the strength that I am part of this company.
So his mom owns his whole catalog?
His mom owns his whole catalog. His daughter is part of that ownership too. You understand what I'm saying?
That's beautiful, because a lot of times it ends up with a label on it, right?
So he came with this story, how is his daughter, how is I'm not taking care of his daughter, how is I'm not doing that? What the hell do you mean, bro? You said it in the first sentence. You said it in the same sentence. He said, oh yeah, his mom owns his catalog and rights, but what about his daughter? What do you mean? His mom and his daughter, if you go on their page, they holding hands together, they taking trips together and all this shit. That's his family. You understand what I'm saying? I don't make, I got my own catalog, I got my own label. I've been putting out my own music my own music for 15 years.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I pushed this. It's been on my neck for 17 years every day. I could be wearing Cubans, I could wear any goddamn chain in the world. I keep this because this is the original custom. It's not the original one, it's the third one, but this is the symbol, Mac Dre, that I keep on my neck everywhere I go.
Why'd you get it remade? Huh? Why'd you get it remade multiple times?
Just to update it, just to update it different ways.
That's dope though.
Yep, just to keep it, you know what I mean?
No, and I mean, I've been close to a ton of rappers who died, and at some point there's always a conversation amongst the DJ, the rappers who are close to him, the family, whatever, which is like, we got to keep their name alive. Whether it's, every time you perform, you do a segment out of your set where you play their songs, shit like that. So, I mean, you guys doing that and then people trying to like make it out like it's some evil shit is kind of crazy because that's what everybody does when someone passes, right? So here's the
flip side of that. Now, if we would have just been pushing Thiz and then still making all this music, they'd have said, oh, now y'all gonna forget about Mac Dre?
Exactly.
Now y'all gonna but because everything we do in the name of Mac Dre. That's what it is. We are Mac Dre's Thiz Nation. That's what they say. Mac Dre Thiz Nation. So it's up to us to keep his name alive. You can't come to the Bay Area and do a show and not say rest in peace, Mac Dre. Drake, where Mac Dre show, he just was out there last month. Every time. You feel what I'm saying? And that's because we make sure that you know that this is our legend over here. You feel me? It's my kids, that generation, they know about Mac Dre because of us. Mac Dre, all these kids is in hip hop right now, they wasn't around for Mac Dre music. We had to keep it in their face.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
And that's hard to do.
We've been having Mac Dre Day for 17 years. His mom does a big Mac Dre Day every year with Live Nation. His mom and his daughter sit up like presidents and watch their show every year while he's trying to speak about what they got going on. And that's why she burnt that cover, because he's speaking out of, he just making up shit. He told a story about he sent somebody to beat up some dude that she was messing with, and I'm like, none of that shit is true. None of that shit is true, and that's how JT is. Where anybody that know him, No, he's burnt every bridge he's crossed. If you listen to every story he got, every bridge he's crossed, he's burnt it with somebody.
But you feel like he cleaned it up a little bit when in the interview that I did with him? Where
Yeah, he cleaned some shit up that he started. He cleaned some shit up because he had literally had people in my inbox. So how could you do that to Dre? The back door on the back door. Like little people was literally thinking that me and my little cousin had something to do with setting Dre up. The two closest people, his co-defendants, the people that ride the hardest for him in the world. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't see that on me. That's
like,
weird.
What the fuck
you wear the
you
nigga
mean?
face on your chest every day.
Every day.
And on your arm.
Not to mention, I had never been to Kansas City a day in my life. I'm fresh. I was still on federal probation.
That's why I asked you, how is that being there?
Yeah.
That's why I asked him that earlier,
Yeah, I was on federal probation. So I went to Kansas City and started developing relationships with Kansas City niggas the day after. Like, I flew out there on some other shit.
I need everybody to check out NoJumper.com. We officially started a blog. It has in-depth articles about current events, music, etc., plus all of our content in terms of podcasts, interviews, etc. And you can get some exclusive new merch if you check out NoJumper.com. So make sure you tap in.